Hi there, I'm Moriah, and I am the owner and creative director of Moriah Riona Branding, a full-service branding studio for creative female entrepreneurs. Welcome to my video series where I share my top business and branding tips to help you take your business to the next level. Today, I'm sharing my top tips for boosting your SEO on your Showit website. First, let's talk about SEO. If you're unfamiliar with that term, SEO stands for Search Engine Optimization. It's basically the idea that you're going to optimize your website to rank higher in search engines like Google. So my first tip is to make sure that you have a blog with your Showit website. Now, Showit has several tiers of subscription, and the lowest subscription doesn't include a blog. On the middle and the top tier, you have the option to incorporate a WordPress blog with your Showit website. And this is ideal because you will have your Showit website, and then with Showit, you have the ability to design the WordPress blog the same way that you design the Showit website. The other great thing about this is they're both under the same domain, which really helps your SEO. So you'll want to have a blog, but not just have a blog. You need to make sure that you're blogging regularly and consistently. This would be about once a week. And when you're doing this, the search engines are seeing that you're updating your website regularly with valuable and relevant content, basically things geared toward your ideal client. And Google and other search engines are going to see this, and they're going to see that you're posting regularly, and it's just going to help you climb up the ranks of the Google search engine and other search engines.
Now, the next step in setting up your SEO for your Showit website is to actually go into your Showit account and adjust the SEO settings within the account. And Jessica is a client of mine, and this is the website that I recently designed for her. So I'm going to show you what we did for Jessica's SEO settings. So we are in the site view, and we're on the home page, as you can see right here. So we're going to go over here to the page info, and all the way down at the bottom, there's this tab called SEO settings. We are going to open that up, and we're going to be looking at two things today. First, the page title, and then we're going to look at the meta description. Now, there's also meta keywords and the share image. The consensus is that the keywords just don't have much of a bearing anymore for your search engine optimization. So a lot of people don't even bother with that, and I don't. And the next thing down here is the share image. And what that is when you share this website to, a social media platform or something like that, usually generates a little thumbnail. And so you're gonna choose what image is gonna be generated. So you wanna make sure you set that up. But again, this doesn't have a lot of bearing on your SEO. So we're going to talk about the page title to start. This is actually one of the most important things that you can do for your website's SEO is to have a really good page title, because Google indexes your page titles, and it's looking at the page title to see what your website is about. We want to be honest, and we want to provide good information here. We also want to be brief. We don't want it to be super long because Google will ding us for that, and the whole page title won't show up. So you want to have about 50 to 70 characters max. I've seen anywhere in that range. And so I aim for about 60 total characters. So what I came up with here is a page title for Jessica's homepage that includes a really great keyword to start with. And now a keyword is really great search engine terms that your ideal client will be searching for. Now, since Jessica is a Colorado Springs based family portrait photographer, the very first thing that I wanted on her page title for the homepage of her website was Colorado Springs family photographer. And then we have a break mark, and then we have the brand name, Jessica Valia Photography. And that's about it. That's all that's gonna really fit and work well in that page title. So some things to know, about the page title is you want to generate a different title for every page on your website. If you don't, when Google and search engines are indexing your site, they're going to think that there's not much variety and that your website doesn't have a lot of valuable content. So you're going to come up with your page title and you're going to do it for every page on your site. And a really great thing to point out here for location-based companies, if you're a photographer like Jessica who works in mostly one area, you want to make sure that you're including your location in your page title, because that's really going to help you show up in search results when somebody searches for, example, Colorado Springs family photographers. Another thing worth mentioning about the page title is that this is what people are going to see when they have your website open in tabbed windows. So right over here, I have Jessica's website open. And as you can see, it's the same title that we put into her Showit account under the title section. The next thing that we're going to talk about inside the SEO settings on your Showit account is the meta description. Now, the meta description, a lot of people believe that it doesn't have much weight as far as what the search engines are looking for, and therefore it doesn't do a lot for your SEO on its own. But it is really important to have a good meta description, because this is what people are going to see when they search for your site on a search engine. So as you can see here, when we look up Jessica Valia on Google, right here, this is her actual site. And here is the meta description that I have put in under her Showit account. This is important, not necessarily for your SEO, but it does have importance for your click-through rate, which search engines take into account when calculating your SEO. And your click-through rate is the rate at which people see your listing in a search engine and then choose to click through. So here we want to have something that's pretty conversational, that's not just chock full of keywords. We want it to be something that's enticing to your ideal client so that they will click through to the site. So right here, I've put, Jessica Valia Photography offers high-end portrait photography for families, children, high school seniors, and teen models. So hopefully that's talking to her ideal client and they're gonna go ahead and click through. Now again, like the page title, we wanna keep this pretty brief. The max amount of characters allowed for this, now you can fill this up with a lot of stuff, but we don't want to do that. The max ideal amount of characters is 150, which isn't very long. Last tip for boosting your SEO for your Showit website is to set up the images on your site for SEO. So we're going to do this in a few ways. The first thing we're going to do is make sure that the file name for all of your images on your Showit website are set up with great keywords. For example, this image is a brand photo I took of Jessica for her new website. And over here, it's under the image on the right-hand side. We can see the file name. What I did before I even uploaded any of the images to Jessica's new website was I renamed all of them to have her keyword in it. So instead of the file name that is generated by the camera, like DSC_001, I renamed all of the image files to have these great keywords in it. So the name of the file is Colorado Springs Family Portrait Photographer and then number 31. Now, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to update the SEO title of the image. So we'll just go in here and we're going to call this one Colorado Springs Photographer. We want to vary these throughout the different images. Now, the next thing that we're gonna do is update the description of this individual image. And the description is really the alt tag or alt description that the search engines are gonna look at. So this one's pretty important because search engines can't read or can't see images. It's just an image file as far as it can tell. So the alt description is a way for the search engine to index and know what that image is actually about. Now, we don't want to make these too long. There is some talk that if it's too long, if you try to game it and put a bunch of keywords in there, the search engine isn't even going to read it or index it. So we want to keep it pretty brief. But I'm just going to call this one headshot. Oh, didn't spell that right. Headshot of Colorado Springs family portrait photographer. And that's it. So basically you want to put a description in here that would be like, if somebody can't see that image, how would you describe that to them? Keep it brief and include your keyword in it.
So to recap, first you want to make sure that you have a blog with your Showit website. And don't only have a blog, you want to be blogging regularly, at least once a week. The second step is to go into the SEO settings inside the Showit app. And the third step is to update the images to boost them for SEO. So there are 3 easy ways that you can optimize your Showit website for search engines. If this video was helpful, please like and subscribe. And you can also grab my free workbook, The Brand Blueprint. It's linked down below. And I'll see you next time. Hi.
Why did I do that?
And go. Some of my favorite tips for Showit SEO. Let's do that over.
It was a little choppy.
Yeah.